This is how we're getting the new year 2024 started. Hello, everyone. We're happy you made it through to the first working day of the new year 2024. I am posting them off, and we thank you very much for watching the show on a daily basis as we produce them from Frontier Africa Reports. Let's get started. Let's just remind ourselves where we finished off on Friday, the final trading day of the year 2023. A number of exchanges on the continent finished up in the grey territory, 0.36%, however, on the downside for the VRVM composite in West Africa. That's the market based in Abidjan, Cote d'Ivoire. Even the Nairobi stock market was up by roughly 0.5%, despite the fact that full year, the NSE in Nairobi was down about 27.5%. The Nigerian market was strong all the way to the end of last year. The GSE was also up. Zimbabwe rallied very strongly Friday, more than 3%. And of course, the Egyptian stock market started the week on Sunday, the final day of the year 2023, by the way, with a 0.82% in the green territory. Yesterday was a public holiday, a new year. So everyone's back on the block this Tuesday to start the new week. We've got Monday behind us. So let's get on to see what's making the headlines. Of course, the decision or the new deal between Ethiopia and Somaliland, which will give Ethiopia access to the Red Sea in exchange for some shares in Ethiopian Airlines has angered Somali, and that came just today. There were news that Somalia will be cutting full diplomatic relations with Addis Ababa because Ethiopia decided to go in bed with its rival Somaliland. And that's in the news this morning. A major cabinet meeting, whatever is going on in Somalia as we speak this morning, trying to find and answer full response to this MOU signed between Prime Minister Abiy of Ethiopia and the tiny country of Somaliland, where Ethiopia is looking to get access to the Red Sea. If you have access to the sea, then of course you've got access to the world riches. That's how the saying goes in the world of shipping and maritime. East Africa sustained its positive growth with more than 114 investment deals in 2023. A chunk of that came through just a few countries, the big boys, Ethiopia, Tanzania, and Uganda. And Umeme, which is listed, an agro-allied company listed on the Nairobi Bourse, was the best on the NSE in 2023, reporting 145.55% upside on the index, on the share price, again, despite the fact that the entire Nairobi market fell by roughly 28%. Uganda's $919 million loan is likely to raise the country's interest on T-bonds by 2%. That's coming through over the holiday weekend. Let's move on to West Africa. Nigeria's president has signed on the New Year's budget, 28.8 trillion naira into law. He also explained there will be further borrowings in dollars and euros in the new year, including local borrowings as well to fund that huge deficit in the fiscal year. But on the stock market, Transcorp Hotel was the best performing stock in Nigeria, 1,022.8% upside in 2023, a roaring finishing for this iconic hotel company, a multi-million-dollar enterprise under the belt of Tony Elumelu, Nigeria's billionaire investor and the chairman of UBA. UBA itself climbed about 237.5% on the NGX board, and Transcorp, which is the group for this indigenous company of which Tony Elumelu is also the chairman, finished 66.37% in the green territory. A very positive year 2023 was for the Tony Elumelu's business group on the market. And of course, from yesterday, the 1st of January, Zion Adeoye, who is a Nigerian-born lawyer, is replacing or stepping into the shoes of NG Ayuk, the founding CEO of Centurion Law Group based in South Africa, in Johannesburg specifically, with tentacles across Africa in international business and commercial law. It's also listed 2 years ago on the German stock exchange. OPEC Plus, remember, OPEC Plus says it to do additional 2.2 million barrels of oil cut back in 2024. First quarter, that kicked in yesterday. Keep that in mind as we try to see the rebalancing of global oil supply and demand on the table 1st of January, the Ghanaian cedi, was trading around 12.20 and 11.88 to the US dollar at the interbank market, overseen by the Bank of Ghana, that's the central bank. And the Cote d'Ivoire's President, Alassane Ouattara, says he's optimistic that the West African economy will grow 7% in the current year, starting right now. Let's take it to Southern Africa, where MoneyWeb, which is an online business and financial news platform in South Africa, says that global trends will shape the South Africa's economic outlook for the current year. But everyone's got their eyes focused on the April 2024 general elections, which is going to happen in about 4 months' time, which will be a crunching political decision point for South Africa since it got its independence into black majority rule in 1994. So let's look at President Emmerson Mnangagwa of Zimbabwe is hopeful that the struggling economy will rebound in 2024. In the meantime, Mozambique's reporting gas sales up $1.77 billion in September as we see more investment flow into that country's, in Southern Africa's gas sector. Airtel Malawi issued just a profit warning announcement saying that its earnings for the full year, 2023 December ending, will be about 20% lower than in 2022 full year. That announcement was made, released through the Malawi Stock Exchange over the weekend. You've got the NAMPAC listed on Zimbabwe, a stock exchange also reporting revenue for the full year, 45% to the upside, trading income up by 37.19%, net profit north of 140%. A very good year for this big bellwether listed on the ZSE in Zimbabwe. Let's get on. Finish off in North Africa, where Egypt now floating a new set of government securities being denominated in US dollar terms. That was first hinted before the end of last year. The country's net foreign deficit, however, narrowed about 5.26 billion Egyptian pounds in the month of November. We'll wait to see what the December figure actually look like. Tunisia is extending its 1 month state of emergency until the end of January. Now, let's finish off in Morocco, where diaspora remittances was about $10.65 billion in 2023 in November, while the country's tourism came in north of $9 billion US dollars. Morocco has one of the strongest tourism destinations on the African continent. In the meantime, Park Hyatt says it's opening its multi-million-dollar facility in Marrakesh. That is debuting with about 16 pavilions, 130 rooms and suites, and of course, a whole natural environment for you to binge on. Visit Morocco and enjoy the new Park Hyatt in Marrakesh. And that's about it for today as we raise the curtain on the new business and market year. Have a profitable day and year ahead. From all of us at Frontier Africa Reports, we say thank you for watching, and I'll see you very soon.